He's wide open.
Yes, sir!
Lastimosa, another three. Bang!
Jerome Lastimosa,
Oh no! Triple for Jerome Lastimosa. Melesio all day to shoot. Gets it to go. Lasal is off and running. Melesio behind the back pass again. Justin Baltasar brings that baby home. Cani against Desiderio. The bang in the bucket. They swing it to Comboy, who's had the hot hand. Still finds a way. Fading away on one leg. Ildefonso will drive right. That's all. Changes direction. Twice he does that. Navigates through Pasay traffic. A double-double performance for Philip Manalang. Straightaway jumper. Nothing but sweet string music. Manzo with a steal! All the way! That's one out of the back. Highlight the University of the Philippines after 32 years! CJ for three! Are you kidding me? Subido with a crossover. Subido for three! Renzo Subido! Ravenna leaves it for Edge. Oh! Here's Matt, the 30. Highlight coming. Two-hand slam. Dominance and the excellence of the Ateneo de Manila Eagles continues. It is a pleasant morning from the beautiful city of Pasay as we get ready for another jam-packed day of basketball action from right here inside the Mall of Asia Arena for UAAP Season 82. And today is a day that has been marked by basketball fans all over the country and all over the world because it is the second round matchup between the defending champions Ateneo de Manila University and of course the University of the Philippines Fighting Maroons. Whether it's going to be a Final Four or a step ladder, we have yet to find out. And before that, we have the teams that will not move on to the Final Four or the step ladder will be playing out their final game for the day. DLSU and Adamson University in our second game. And to start everything off, we have the University of the East taking on the NU Bulldogs. This is all seen live on SND Liga all over the world via TFC.tv, sports.abs-cbn.com, and of course via the iWant app. Mabuhay Pilipinas! I am Anton Ross, and breaking the game down with me is Mikey Reyes. And to complete our broadcast team, makakasama natin si Jaime Ascalon representing the University of the East, and of course Baileys Acot, who has been reporting for National University all throughout Season 82. It is also their final day to report for the basketball tournament, and it's also the birthday of my partner, Mikey Reyes. Mikey, best job in the world, and we're ready to start things off the last day of the elimination round.
Oh yeah, for sure. And for both these teams, even though this season hasn't been the season that they were looking forward to, still they have a chance to get a win here to finish their season off. And if you think about it, only 3 teams in the whole league will finish off with a win this season. It's the winner of this game, the winner of next game, and then obviously the eventually the champion of this team of Season 82 of the UAAP. So for the two teams coming off here, it will be, you know, parang masaya sila ending the season, and this is a big game for them. Obviously a winnable game for both these teams.
And if we're going to take a look at the team standings right now, you don't want to be the team that will be situated at the bottom of this list when it's all said and done.
And if you're NU, you want to pull UE down along with you and finish with a tying record at 7th place. But if you're UE, you actually have a chance to tie the Adamson Soaring Falcons if they do fall that game against DLSU later on. So it's going to be a big game. I'm sure both teams did prepare for this, even though it's technically a no-betting game.
Now let's go back to the first time both these teams faced each other. It was actually a pretty close game where the Red Warriors prevailed against the NU Bulldogs 78-72, and Alex Jaquite was an absolute monster in that contest, tallying one of his 10 double-doubles this season for UE.
Well, NU got a taste of how Alex Jaquite can be in this league, especially when he establishes himself down low. They're actually trading runs in the first half, but UE found themselves up by 1 with a minute left, but a Dave Ildefonso unsportsmanlike foul unfortunately killed the momentum na nakukuha na sana ng NU Bulldogs, and UE secured that win off of charities from, of course, Rey Suerte. Alex Jaquite, like what you said, a big double-double performance for him. 22 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 blocks, doing it on both ends of the floor. On the other side, Patrick Yu broke out in that game against UE, 17 points for him, 2 rebounds. So still a bright future for both teams, and we will see how they will fare against each other here today.
Now, Mikey, there was a stretch for Coach Lawrence Chongson and the UE Red Warriors, a stretch of 5 games to be exact, wherein they actually won 3 out of those 5 games. But since that period of time, they lost 5 straight contests, and the last one was against FEU, a tough 82-58 defeat.
Well, it was a struggle when they went up against the FEU Tamaros. Of course, FEU, a defensive-minded team, second in the league in terms of defense, only to Ateneo, and it was just a tough game for the UE Red Warriors, and no other way to put it, because they lost by 24 points. The biggest lead by FEU was 24. UE never scored more than 17 points a quarter, and you saw how FEU clamped down on the UE Red Warriors. Even in field goal percentage, kitang-kita mo naman, less than 30% for the UE Red Warriors, 46% halos for the FEU Tamaraws in terms of field goal percentage also. That's plus 6 3-pointers for FEU. That's plus 18 points. Fast break points pushing the tempo was FEU. As the UE's only 4 fast break points, although Alex Jaquite and the rest of the front line of UE, my silver lining in that defeat, 17 second chance points for them, and that'll be big as they go up against the Isagaya-led NU Bulldogs.
And they also had 12 points off of turnovers in that game against FEU, so some of the positive things to look at if you're a UE fan. Now, Mikey, you've played in a lot of basketball leagues throughout your career, in the collegiate level, the high school level, professional level, and there's no other league like the UAAP, and it's just great that Rey Suerte was able to experience playing under the bright lights of this league after being the best player in Cebu.
Oh, for sure. After 2 Sasafi MVPs, finally taking his talents to Manila. 16 points in their game against FEU, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals. Stats across the board, team highs in terms of rebounds, assists, and steals. And if the efficiency of Rey Suerte just continues to, and his stock continues to rise here in the Philippines, and like what you said, the opportunity to show himself here in the UAAP na binigay sa kanya ng UE, I'm sure he is very, very grateful, and he would want to exit UE with a win here today.
And it's not just Rey Suerte, even Jed Mendoza had a chance to experience playing here in the UAAP. 2 other graduating players, Philip Manalang and of course Nick Abanto, 4 graduating players all in all for the side of UE. And Jaime Ascalon was there during the last practice of these players with their Red Warrior brothers, and Jaime will tell us all about what happened right now.
Yes, Anton and Mike, in yesterday's practice, Coach Lawrence Chongson pulled out a chair and placed it in front of the team. He instructed his 4 seniors, Nick Abanto, Jed Mendoza, Rey Suerte, and team captain Philip Manalang to speak one last time in front of the team and say their goodbyes. Now the team got quite emotional with laughter and tears as they bid their last thank yous and goodbyes. But one thing they reminded the rest of the guys is to always cherish each moment of playing UAAP basketball. Later on, assistant coach Rob Lagbagala added by saying, always play with pride, no matter what the circumstances, championship game man lang yan or tune-up game, always play with pride. If you ask the team what they're playing for today's game, it's for pride, it's for the seniors, it's for the UE community. That's all for now. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Jaime, and we're looking forward to see how the Red Warriors will respond to those challenges by Coach Lawrence Chongson, Rob Lavagala, even Paul Ardati, of course, one of the UE greats who are trying to mentor these young men. Now, while there are a lot of goodbyes on the side of UE, walang graduating player on the part of the NU Bulldogs, although it's been a tough ride for the team of Coach Jamai Karin this season 82.
Oh yeah, especially coming into this season with a lot of, well, they weren't really looked at as a one of the favorites of the season. But they had talent in this team coming into the season with the Ildefonso brothers. Obviously, JLC is there. Gallego is JB Gallego, and the rest, Isagaya is the man down low. But against Ateneo, it was just a tough time for them going up against, obviously, the best team in the league, losing that game by 37 big points. And like UE, when they went up against FPU, NU went up against the #1 defensive team in the league, and they failed to score more than 16 points in any quarter against Ateneo. And it was just an obviously the advantage over that Ateneo had over NU was evident in that game. Field goal percentage 44-34. Free throw, kita mo naman yung aggressiveness ng Ateneo down low and the honest defense that they played against NU, only sending the Bulldogs 3 times to the line. Assist department double yan for the Ateneo Blue Eagles, and also the second chance points, the interior offense of the Ateneo Blue Eagles, just overpowering the front line of NU. But a lot of lessons should be learned every time you go up against the top tier teams in the league, and I'm sure those lessons, they will carry them over here against UE, talking about NU.
It was the 4th straight defeat for the NU Bulldogs, and they also started slow in that game against Ateneo. The first quarter ended 22-12. That's something the Bulldogs cannot do against the Red Warriors. They're trying to pick up their 3rd win of the season. They swept FEU. Yung dalawang panalo na yon was the only 2 wins that they picked up here in Season 82. And of course, you can bet that Sean Ildefonso, his brother Dave, would want to pick up the win and end the season with a bang.
Well, I'm sure one of the best things, or one of the brighter things that Coach Jamai Karin saw from this season was, yes, we've talked about the Ildefonso brothers, but Dave was always known as the scorer, and Sean was always known as the defensive specialist who banged bodies down low, even when he was with the Eaglets. But this season, he came out as maybe the second leading scorer, the second option para sa NU Bulldogs. And against Ateneo, he showed that again. As Dave was struggling, his brother, Sean Ildefonso, stepped up to the plate. 21 points, 4 rebounds, and a steal para kay Dave Ildefonso. And this was all off the bench in only 20 minutes of action. And this guy right here has a bright future for sure for the NU Bulldogs, and he will only get better as much as yung ibang teammates niya na bata pa.
That was the second time that Sean Ildefonso led NU in scoring after that 26-point outing in the game against De La Salle University, their 2nd game of the season. Now we want to find out what the takeaways are of Coach Jamai Karin for his NU Bulldogs here in Season 82, and Bailey's Akot will tell us all about that.
Anton and Mikey, although the Final Four plan may not have panned out for the Season 82 Bulldogs, it is still without a doubt that the Bulldogs have showcased that they made a statement on the kind of basketball that they can offer to the table. The Bulldogs have earned the respect of each and every team, as they show that whoever they may face, that team is going to have to bleed to get past them. And it being the last game of the Bulldogs today, during yesterday's training, Coach Jamai Karin emphasized on 3 things that he wants his players to bring with them in their daily lives, and that is to be grateful, to continue to work hard, and to be humble. And with the fighter's mindset that the Bulldogs have, Coach Jamai has no doubt that his players will continue to shine and have a colorful future, as he ended yesterday's training by reminding them that wherever life may take them, they should always look back at the people that helped them. Now, as the Bulldogs face the UE Red Warriors once again, they aim to show the same winning attitude that they have always displayed since day one. Anton and Mike.
Thank you very much, Baileys. And as we mentioned earlier, no graduating player from this NU Bulldog squad, so definitely something to look forward to in the future. And one thing we will be looking at here in this game, Mikey, is the matchup between the 2 big men who hail from Senegal. Magkababayan itong dalawang to, Alex Jaquite and Isa Gaye.
Well, this is going to be a big matchup, both figuratively and literally. Banging bodies, obviously down low. The length of Isa Gaye will go up against the heft of Alex Jaquite. Alex Jaquite has just been a monster this season. 18 points a game and 46% shooting from the field, and almost 14 rebounds then across his name. For Isa Gaye, it's going to be a big assignment for him. It's going to be a big challenge for him. But I believe that he can, at least make it tough for Alex Jaquite down low, because it's also important, because if Alex Jaquite gets himself going, and as long as he continues to establish himself down low, mas napapadali, creating space for the scorers for the outside. So this is going to be a big one here between Alex Jaquite and Isa Gaye.
Coach Jamai Karin, his 3rd season as the head coach for NU, trying to rally the pack as they get ready for this matchup against the Red Warriors of Coach Lawrence Chongson. This is our coverage of UAAP Season 82. We are here inside the Mall of Asia Arena bright and early for our final 10:30 a.m. game for the season as we take a look at the starting lineups.
Philip Manalang, the graduate. Well, all the graduates are going to start for UE. Philip Manalang, Jed Mendoza, Nick Cabanto, and Ray Suerte will all be joined by Alex Jaquite in the middle. As for NU, David Ildefonso, Mix Oxon, Isa Gaye, RJ Minerva, and JV Gallego. So the young guys of NU will go up against the graduates of UE.
And they will be our officials, Rivano, Tolentino, and David, as we get ready to start our final triple header and final game day for Season 82. Now, we covered Jed Mendoza during his time in JRU, and as we were discussing earlier, Mikey, there's no other league like the UAAP. I mean, in terms of the exposure, in terms of the experience. So, what can Jed Mendoza, a player like Jed Mendoza, take from this experience of going one and done here in this league?
Oh yeah, the few players who experienced both the NCAA and the UAAP, and you know, just a lot of experience for him going up against different teams, different players, and I'm sure it's only going to help him for his future in his basketball career. But right now, he is focused on getting this one more win para sa UE community.
Meanwhile, Gallego looking to start off strong for NU.
Oh, this is a guy for sure we're going to see in the coming years for NU. JV Gallego finally getting the minutes that he feels that he deserves here in Season 82. And of course, hindi naman niya, sinusuplayan naman niya yung tiwala ni Coach Jamaic.
Christian Luanzon was saying that there was a time where Gallego was the best player in high school.
Oh, he was actually compared to the Phenom when he was in high school at least. So we know that he has the game. Let's see lang if he can be consistent with it in the juniors, seniors division.
And that talent, that potential has shown itself numerous times. Yun nga lang yung consistency yung hinahanap. Meanwhile, Gaye trying to be aggressive to start this game, missing on that fadeaway. Manalang spins, retreats. And ironically, Manalang started his UAAP career with NU in high school, will be ending it against NU.
That's a long journey for Philip Manalang UAAP basketball, but for NU, look at the aggressiveness of NU. Another layup there, Oxon for the finish.
A PS Bankable assist of the game, parang PS Bank personal loan na maasahan. Apply online, no collateral.
You know, it's funny, I think Philip Manalang has 2 games today. I believe he's going to play in the MPBL later tonight. So, 2 games for Philip Manalang. His last game and his debut will be happening today.
Well, talk about a hooper. Talk about turning the page right away. I mean, from the collegiate basketball chapter, you turn the page, you go straight to the pros.
Just a few hours in between for Philip Manalang.
Abanto, Mendoza, and Jaquite had Gaia sealed deep in the paint.
7.7 on the shot clock. 7.7.
Also for Ray Suerte, just a bright future for this kid. We were hearing about Ray Suerte, of course, when in the Sasafi, but we really didn't see how he played. We just knew that he dominated over there. He had stats, obviously MVPs here and there, but you know, finally on TV, we finally saw what he's capable of doing, especially on the offensive end.
And the thing is, it's not a sure thing. I mean, we've had guys like Mac Talio, as we see this drive by Ray Suerte. Guys like Talio. As we take a look at this yellow cap end-to-end play of the game. Monbert Arong, who played in the Sasafi.
JB Montilla was with the UP Fighting Maroons.
So it's always a question mark as to can they translate their game from that area to Manila.
Oh yeah,
and Suerte has proven that.
Oh yeah, it's not automatic that if you can play well there, because although the game there is more physical for sure
and fast,
the game here is medyo mas cerebral, mas mental.
Manulife Vision player of the game right there. Another basket for UE. Gallego launches and connects. NU on top 7-4 early here in this contest.
And this is what we were talking about NU. Lack of talent was never the question for NU. I think also the losses in the first round were painful. Obviously, that was like there were like 4 times now they lost by a single point. There was a time against UST where they already had the win. They secured the win already with the
Jollibee 100% amazing move of the quarter right there. As Jakite will head to the line.
Against UST, they already had the lead, a 2-point lead, and then coming back, Chavio gets the wide open layup down low. So for sure, it took its toll on the players, and I'm sure that, you know, with all that, those painful losses, you know, it affects you. It's not easy to go through those types of losses.
Ray Suerte, number 5 in the league in scoring, and that just solidifies and provides further evidence to what we were discussing earlier as Gallego knocks down another triple. Vivo V17 shoot beyond limits. And going back to what you were saying, those were the first 4 games of the season, Mikey.
Oh yeah, that's why. They were 0-4. They could have easily been 4-0. So that's yung ganun kasamang start. It could have been the best start, of course, other than Ateneo, but that was a crazy time for NU.
And one of those games was also against UP. Meanwhile, we were just talking about this kid and his game hopefully translating to the collegiate level. We're seeing that as he has scored 11 points already here in the first period.
And I like the confidence that he's bringing here in today's game. Just no hesitation for JV Gallego. 8 early points in the first 4 minutes of this matchup as Ray Suerte on the other side tries to go all the way to the rim, gets 2 free throws here.
13 foul.
No slow start for NU in their last game of the season as we take a look at this McDonald's instant replay. JV Gallego letting it fly.
Pulling up from deep on that fast break. You want to talk about confidence. You already know that JV Gallego is oozing with it.
And Gallego's career high in the UAAP is actually 20 points. So he could go for that. He's saying something to you right now.
Happy birthday. Mukhang siya yung may birthday ngayon. 8 straight points. Yun yung enjoy.
Yeah.
This is what the players would want also, to enjoy this last game in Season 82. And kitang-kita nag-enjoy si JV Gallego. Nag-happy birthday pa sa panelist.
Samantala, Miguel Oxon nagpapasabog din dito sa panimula ng ating laro. 16-8 in favor of NU.
Oxon too made a name for himself in the juniors division. I believe with the Bullpups. So these two guys right here, the future of NU exploding in the first quarter.
And Oxon is part of that batch of high school talent that was very lucky because for the first time last season, we were covering the elimination round games. I mean, televising some of the elimination round games. Ang laking bagay nun para sa mga katulad ni Miguel Oxon.
Nakikilala sila na. We know the likes of RG Abarrientos. These guys, when they get into the league, I mean the seniors division, can you imagine Gonzalez, Alforque, and Abarrientos? The baby Tams all the way to the Tams.
Meanwhile, Minerva missing on that drive. Bola napunta dito sa kanto. Abanto missing. And Gallego grabs the rebound. Gallego defended by Mendoza. Gallego switching hands. Missing on that drive. And it is UE basketball as we have crossed the Gatorade hydration checkpoint.
You see the skill set on JV Gallego. He's got the handles, and look at that, the vision of Jed Mendoza.
And Jed Mendoza is used to doing that, creating for his teammates as he drives and dishes to Abanto. We have a timeout. It is the final game day for Season 82, at least for the elimination round. And we are starting things off here at the Mall of Asia Arena with this matchup between UE and NU. Last chance for some of these players to shine under the bright lights. And Dave Ildefonso, it's been a tough season. I mean, scoring a bunch of points in numerous games, scoring at the top of his team for 9 games, but in the last game, this was his career low, just 2 points for Dave.
Oh, we know what he can do, especially on the offensive end, and how he can get buckets in a hurry, but he just went against the best defensive team in the league in Ateneo Blue Eagles. But, you know, still a bright future for Dave Ildefonso, and just that height, that skill set, the mobility, everything is just there for Dave Ildefonso, and the sky's the limit for this kid.
Oxon, Minerva. Short on that shot. Manalang is running. Manalang. And that's traveling on Philip Manalang.
Way to push the basketball though there for Philip Manalang, although he did take, I believe, lifting yung tinawag sa kanya as JV Gallego. 11 points here in the first, outscoring the whole Red Warriors team.
Well, at least we can say this first quarter is phenom-like for JV Gallego. Minerva draining that shot. That's his first field goal of the contest.
Another guy who can, you know, compete on both ends of the floor, especially defensively. Minerva is not really afraid of anyone, and he can go up against the best players in the league.
Abanto, short. Ildefonso comes up with a board. Ildefonso wants to go to work. Ildefonso to Gaye, and Gaye wanted to stop that one. Jaquite making sure it did not happen.
Would have been a big statement there for Isa Gaye. But look at this. The Euro attracting Alex Jaquite, leaving it off to his big man was Dave Ildefonso. Si Sean yung mas Dani ay of the two, I believe, as Sean is set to enter the floor for the first time. I admire the improvement of Sean, especially on the offensive end. The last game he hit 2 3-pointers. I mean, he's hit a lot of 3-pointers this season compared to his first few here in the UAAP. Even with the Eaglets, he wasn't really known as a scorer. But now, averaging double figures a game in the seniors division, 10 points a game is Sean Ildefonso.
The evolution continues for him as Jed Mendoza drains that jumper. Pure gold, always panalo move for Jed Mendoza. Isagaye. Ildefonso. And that's traveling on Dave Ildefonso.
Substitution, Sean Ildefonso for RJ Minerva.
An 18-12 lead here for NU. And again, they're going back and forth the way they did in their first round matchup.
John Lloyd Clemente coming in for Mates.
John Lloyd Clemente. He's another player who dominated the high school level, Mikey, but is also looking for consistency here in the seniors level.
Well, that's the toughest thing to find here with the big boys. It's really, you can, you know, there are a lot of players who show their games for a game, 2 games, 3 games. But to be consistent in this league, despite the scouting and then looking at your tendencies and adjustments by opposing teams, that's very, very important here in the seniors division.
A Yamaha Mio #1 move right there by Alex Jaquite. And this is what you were talking about, Sean Ildefonso. A different type of player from his father.
12 seconds on shot
More
clock.
of Danny I than Dave, but he can create driving from the 3-point line as we see this move by Alex. And here's Dave Ildefonso from the outside. Dave Ildefonso knocks it down.
I believe one of the best strokes in the league, despite being known, not being known as a shooter. Obviously, he's known as a scorer, talking about Dave Ildefonso, but you saw that stroke, just pure and, you know, just really converting on all areas on the floor.
Sean trying to draw a foul there as we take a look at this basket by Dave Ildefonso.
Holding foul number 0.
NU has
Sean
converted on
Ildefonso.
5 triples
14 fouls
here
for
in the first
Bulldogs.
period. 3, of course, coming from JV Gallego.
Shot clock 14 seconds.
If there's a knock on Dave Ildefonso's game, that's his turnover ratio, almost 4 a game. But you also have to consider the usage rate of Dave Ildefonso. Always has the basketball, always trying to make plays for his team. So you have to take the good with the bad with Dave.
6 points for Abanto. What a flex, kakaibang move for him. Now this NU lineup on the floor, aside from Gaia, is like a high school all-star team. Oh! As all of these guys, 4 out of the 5 guys were superstars in the high school level.
And John Lloyd Clemente went up against the Ildefonso brothers. They were with the Eagles and he was with the Bullpups. That's Alex Jaquite. If Sean is number 2 in the league, Alex is number 1 in the league in terms of turnovers, 5 a game.
Here's that rebound by Abanto. Cruz is now in.
Also, Harvey Pagsanhan, another one of those high school standouts, entering the ball game here for UE.
Cruz. Instant offense off the bench. Jem Cruz, who played 16 minutes in their last game and scored 12 points, 3 out of 9 from beyond the arc, drains his first in this contest.
And that's his calling card. That's the role that Coach Lawrence Chongson has given him. So that's a sniper from the outside for the coming years for UE.
Here's Dave Ildefonso. Suerte trying to tap the ball away from behind. That's traveling on JLC.
Another turnover there for NU. As we look at this, again, the creating opportunities is Jed Mendoza. And Jem Cruz just ready to let it fly from top of the key. 3-point bucket there for Cruz.
Now, Patrick Yu, who is in for NU wearing jersey number 12, scored his career-high 17 against UE in the first round. So maybe he can try to duplicate that here in this contest as Pagsanhan misses on that triple. Yu, though, is called for a foul while battling for that rebound against Jed Mendoza.
12, Patrick Yu.
And then he just up by 2. And both teams have scored the basketball pretty well here in this game. Both above 50% from the field as we look at this.
Mendoza.
And Mendoza there, the activity down low, getting that off the ball foul. 2 free throws for the former Heavy Bomber, now Red Warrior.
One for 2 on that trip to the line for Jed. Makulay din itong basketball career ni Jed Mendoza as we see this shot by Clemente. Prior to playing for JRU, he played for San Beda, but St. Benedict in the Alabang area.
Alabang area. Just a lot of competition na nakita na ni Jed Mendoza here in Manila or in the Philippines.
And here he is, Mendoza. Grabs his own miss. UE still has time. Pagsanhan gets it right at the buzzer. And just 1 point separating the two teams. That basket by Harvey, 22-21, and that is actually also the first lead of the game for the Red Warriors. We are ready for the second quarter of this matchup between UE and NU. The Red Warriors holding on to a 22-21 advantage against the Bulldogs. It was that Harvey Pagsangan short stab at the buzzer that gave the Red Warriors their first lead of the game.
Just a seesaw battle between these two teams. Again, not lacking in talent, just not the season that they were looking for coming into season 82. This is another guy who will probably be in an NU uniform for the years to come, and we're going to see him a lot more of him, Enzo Hoson.
A guy whose basketball career was revived by his high school coach, Jamay Karin. Enzo was actually Coach Jamay Karin's first recruit when he got the NU job, as Sean Ildefonso is able to drain that fadeaway.
For you to have those arms and still have a soft touch, that's the biggest difference of Sean this year compared to the previous ones. Is he's found that stroke, and look at that fadeaway for the bucket there.
Cruz again will not hesitate. Jem Cruz.
And that's his job. I believe Coach Lawrence Chongson will get mad at him if he doesn't take those shots from the outside. 2 3-point baskets already for Jem Cruz.
You short on that shot. Yakite comes up with the board. Pagsangan. Cross-court pass, Mendoza. Mendoza flipping it up and is fouled by Clemente.
And that's what you can expect from Jed Mendoza, just being energetic on both ends of the floor. As we look at this again, extra pass, 2 extra passes to the wide open Jem Cruz, who again will let it fly as much as he can.
9 attempts for Cruz in their last game. 3 out of 9 was his shooting clip. As we take a look at Suerte. You to Ildefonso. Clemente, that's his second traveling violation here in this game.
Characteristic for JLC, usually calm, composed, you know, obviously the skill set is there for John Lloyd Clemente, just struggling here to start this ball game as JV Gallego re-enters the fray with 11 points in that first canto.
There was a game last year where Clemente erupted for 38 points. That was against FEU, so the potential is there. It's really just trying to find this groove consistently.
Well, for the NU Bulldogs, it's all about consistency, really, as a team, well, as individuals and also as a team, because we've seen them make big runs against the top-tier teams in the league, and we've seen the best of the NU Bulldogs, but sadly, it's been tough for them to maintain that type of basketball for 40 straight minutes here in the UAAP. But you know, you'll always go through adversity in each game, each quarter. It's just how you react and you adjust to those situations. And I believe Ateneo is the best in that. That's why they're 13-0.
Shovel pass by Ildefonso to Hoson, who floats it up and in.
Enzo
Hoson with a Mitsubishi Mirage G4 drive of the game.
But these guys right here, we've been saying that they're high school standouts, and no one knows them better than Coach Jamay Karin, who was multiple champion on the juniors level.
Yep, 8 championships in 13 years with the Ateneo Blue Eaglets. As Antiporta, another high school standout from Adamson University, drains it from the corner. Vivo V17 shoot beyond limits. And Ildefonso will respond. This is Sean Ildefonso.
And again, trading baskets are NU and UE, and Sean Ildefonso showing us the stroke. 5 points in 2 jump shots, one from deep, one from 15, 14 feet.
Suerte able to get that one up and in. A master play of the game by Ray Suerte.
When you want to talk about buckets, obviously Ray Suerte comes to mind here in the UAAP. Just finding ways to score is Ray.
Ildefonso again, quick trigger. Shot was to the right. Rangel blocked from behind by Cruz. Pagsanghan is running and scoring for the Red Warriors.
Pagsanghan.
A C2 fast break of the game.
Again, pushing the tempo. Are the UE Red Warriors trying to find easy baskets? And there, another easy one there for UE. Oh, that's a tough one for JV Gallego. 14 points here in the first half.
4 triples now for JV.
So anyone who was surprised when Anton said that Christian mentioned that he was one of the, or the best high school player during his time, now you're seeing why.
Suerte. Too strong. Ildefonso steps on the brakes. Gallego. Oh, he's calling for a pick. Gallego against Jaquite. Fakes. Wanting to throw the ball out. Finally does. Sean Ildefonso trying to recover the ball. Jaquite hustles for it. It is UE basketball.
Oh, don't tell me this is a no-betting game because bodies are on the floor. Alex Jaquite making sure they get that possession back.
Suerte. And that's a moving screen called on Jaquite. Second personal foul.
Offensive foul number 23.
Look at this,
Alex
the outlet
Jaquite,
pass.
second. Isagaye
For the
replacing
fast break
Sandy
finish,
Rangel.
Harvey Pagsanghan, another one of those young guns who will make a name for himself here in the UAAP. But this guy right here, JV Gallego, just scorching hot here in the first half. 14 points for him.
And that's a foul.
Holding foul on number 9, Harvey Pagsanghan is first. Second team
That's
foul.
a first personal foul on Harvey.
Shot clock 15
So looking
seconds.
too aggressive there. Fighting the screen, fighting the ball screen was Harvey Pagsanghan.
Gallego to Sean Ildefonso. Hoson driving baseline. Hoson to Gaye. Gaye scores over Jaquite as we have hit the Gatorade hydration checkpoint.
Good find there for Hoson, finding the big guy down low, Isagaye, with the finish over Alex Jaquite.
Suerte. Throws it out. Pagsanghan. In and out. Gallego skies for that rebound. Gallego sweeping his way through the defense. Everything but the shot on that play.
Look at the aggressiveness of JV Gallego going coast to coast as Jem Cruz tries to go for 3. But misses on that opportunity. So 2 of 3 for Jem Cruz.
Here's Dave Ildefonso. Gaye to Hoson. Hoson back to Gaye. Gaye called for traveling.
No basket, traveling. Mandatory
And we have
timeout.
a mandatory timeout. Still 1 point separating the two teams. 34 UE, 33 for NU. video coaches winning ways. Coach Lawrence Chongson, the man who last led UE to the finals back in season 72. That was 2009. Mga players niya, Paul Lee, Elmer Espiritu, Val Acuña, Parillagas. Remember those guys?
That was not so long ago. Actually, it was a long time ago because yun yung mga naabutan ko. But Lawrence Chongson, the man who, like what you said, led UE to their last finals appearance, and also the man with the most iconic GIF of season 82.
And because of you, we found out he was Lasallian.
I didn't know that. Lasalista pala siya.
Walang personalan, Marula.
Wala. Slaying the ghost lang of their losing streak as Isa Gaya trying to extend the losing streak of UE, scoring anew for NU.
For that Jollibee 100% amazing move of the quarter. Suerte. Mendoza over Clemente. And Gaya comes up with the board. Gallego. Ildefonso, top of the key three. Shot was short. And Jaquita is looking for Suerte up ahead. Suerte to Mendoza. Manalang is back. In and out on that shot. And it will be Bulldogs basketball.
A couple of open threes here missed by UE. One for Jed Mendoza, another for Philip Manalang. Both makeable shots, unfortunately not connecting.
Dave to Sean. Gallego. Sean Ildefonso. Oh, NU runs out of time.
A little too patient on that possession with the Bulldogs.
And let's take a look at our McDonald's instant replay right here. Hoson nowhere to go. Finding that escape pass to Isa Gaya.
Good job also for Isa making himself available as Hoson found himself in the air in no man's land. Good job there for Isa Gaya.
Mendoza. Manalang. 5 on the shot clock. Manalang to Jaquite. Jaquite has to let it go. Oh!
No
Called for
basket.
traveling there as he went up for that shot.
And that's the effect of an Isa Gaya down low. Just the length trying to disrupt those interior passes and shots by UE.
And we're going to see it right here. Gaya and his height bothering Jaquite. NU calls a timeout. They are up 35-34. We'll be back. A Fudgy Bar O-Bar sa saya moment. Nick Abanto savoring his last game here in his UAAP career.
Nabawasan pa ng isang game si Nick Abanto. Suspend pa last game, but thankfully being able to compete here in his for a last chance for one last win here in season 82.
Just like this guy Mendoza and that guy Ray Suerte.
All the
will head to the
seniors.
line.
All the seniors are on the floor again for UE.
Pushing bell on number 10 is Gayes.
Even Philip Manalang.
Warming up for his
At
pro
the
debut later on.
Ray Suerte.
Saan siya naglalaro si
I believe
Philip?
he's gonna play for Basilan tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
He hails from San Fernando, Pampanga. Itong si Philip Manalang. He actually has a brother, si Paul Manalang, who is in Team B of UST.
Younger one.
Younger brother.
Yeah, the young.
Dati ring naglaro sa
And you-
Bullpups.
Yeah. Hopefully another Manalang can enter the seniors division of the UAAP in the coming years. Kaya lang, medyo puno pala yung UST guards.
Ildefonso, meanwhile, weaving his way through the defense for that bucket. Balikan lamang sa NU. Oh, Gaye.
Just using his length to his advantage, getting that ball away from Alex Jaquite.
Oxon from the corner. Jaquite comes up with the board.
I've been liking this matchup down low between these two guys.
Hirap si Jaquite, no?
Oh, hirap din siya.
Normally, he would really use his power and post moves to push his way around, but Gaye making it tough for Alex with his length. Jaquite. You know, usually sure ball na yung mga tirang yun ni Alex. Pero alam niyang may mahaba na naka-shadow sa kanya sa likod.
Number 1, David Defonso.
And obviously when foreign athletes go up against each other, you know that the competition will get fierce. Look at this drive here by David Defonso. Alex Jaquite couldn't help out because Isagay was underneath the rim for a drop pass. So again, that's the attention that Isagay demands from Alex Jaquite. Good drive there though. Good recognition by David Defonso.
Ooh, Jaquite. That last free throw rimming out as we are in the final minute of this first half of this match. And Coach Lawrence Chongsan is not happy about that last non-call. Felt that David Defonso stuck his foot out when he shot that long bomb. NU leads UE 40-37. We have Sir Nilo Ocampo, representing National University from the UAAP Board of Managing Directors. Thumbs up si Sir Nilo dahil lamang ang Bulldogs ngayon 40-37.
And this is one of the more high-scoring games that we've had here in the UAAP. And these two teams, obviously, the offense is there with the talent that they have and the firepower.
Jaquite. His pass deflected by Gaye. Ildefonso. Inside pass, Gallego. Naunahan si Alex.
Gallego!
delayed pass there for David Defonso, waiting for JV Gallego to be able to set his feet underneath the rim. And the quickness of JV Gallego to get that one off, despite Alex Jaquite chasing him from behind.
Gallego has got 16 points in this game. Suerte trying to draw a foul, none called. And that will do it for the first half of play. The NU Bulldogs
Scoring at the
leading the UE Red Warriors 42 to 37. This is the final game day of Season 82 of the UAAP. At the half, our tally is 42 for NU, 37 for UE. This is the first game of our final triple header for the season, for the men's basketball tournament at least. And we are taking a look at our PS Bankable fans of the game. Deposit checks in a snap with PS Bank Mobile. Download now. UE Lady Warriors cheering on their male counterparts. And we'd like to remind everybody that you guys can show off your school spirit by getting 10% off on select UAP merchandise items today. All you have to do is go to uapstore.com and flex your school spirit. At para sa ating mga kapamilya, commute warriors sa ABS-CBN TV Plus Go, masasurvive mo ang stress ng araw-araw ng traffic, haba ng pila at hassle ng pag-commute, as you can catch the UAP live as it airs with no data charges while watching. Follow TV Plus Go on Facebook to know more. And you can also catch the UAP Season 82 men's basketball action on iWant. Simple lamang, all you have to do is download the iWant app or go to www.iwant.ph/sports to watch the games live and on demand anytime, anywhere. And of course, you've already heard about the UAP cheer dance competition, and the defending champions, the NU Pep Squad, will be performing last as we showcased to you guys the press conference. So the actual competition will take place on the 17th of November, 2 p.m. right here at the Mall of Asia Arena. That is our UAP Season 82 cheer dance competition schedule. So hope to see you guys there. We'll be back with more on SNA. You're watching Season 82 of the UAAP. University of the East Red Drummers. Their representatives are on the hard court under the bright lights of the Mall of Asia Arena here in Pasay City. As at the half, our tally is 42-37 with the NU Bulldogs leading the UE Red Warriors. This is the final game day, the final triple header for the elimination round in Season 82, and Ray Suerte, it's also his final game in his collegiate career.
A lot of seniors making the most of their last games here in the UAAP, but JV Gallego was the one who came out scoring and really, you know, putting NU on his back, especially in that first quarter, scoring 11 points. But like guys like Nick Abanto, those second chance points for UE, also keeping them in the game, along with, again, Nick Abanto, just really the activity down low.
And you talked about JV Gallego. He set the tone really for the NU Bulldogs with those 3 triples in the first quarter. He leads all scorers in this game with 16 points. And Isagae has also come alive for NU.
Really the talent being shown again here by both teams. Not the season they were looking for, but they would want to end their campaign, their Season 82 campaign, with the win. And look at that. There's the skill set of Dave Ildefonso, just a lot more years for NU. So they can also take this time to further develop what they've already built with NU and, of course, UE.
For UE, still no player in double digits. Ray Suerte with 8 points in the contest. And maybe we can try to find out what's going on the UE side. Towards the end of that first half, they felt that Ray Suerte was fouled. Coach Bongtan, Coach Lawrence Chongson, actually the entire coaching staff was still out on the hard court. But maybe we can try to find out what they discussed inside the dugout as we go now to Jaime Escalon.
Yes, Anton and Mikey in the locker room for one last time. Coach Lawrence Chongson said, play with urgency, play like it's your last 16 minutes, because it is. So look for the UE Red Warriors to play with a sense of urgency in the second half. And you know, Anton and Mike, if there's one last thing I want to share with you about this team, it is how close this team is despite the adversity, despite the ups and downs. And Coach Lawrence Chongson even asked them in yesterday's practice, bakit sobrang close nyo, hindi kayo nag-aaway, as the team bursted into laughter. While for Team Captain Philip Manalang, he will miss the brotherhood the most. It is his favorite memory as a UE Red Warrior. Sabi nga niya, he hopes that the UE community will always keep supporting and be hopeful as tomorrow will begin in the East. That's all for now. Back to you, gentlemen.
Sa sobrang close ng UE Red Warriors, pati ikaw minsan nakiki-ensayo ka na rin dyan.
17th player, 16th player siya ng UE, and they still have 20 minutes to make the most out of their last game. So we'll see what happens.
Good job nga pala kay Jaime Escalon for serving as the UE courtside reporter for Season 82. It's just your first year, Jaime. And I'm sure Coach Alan Gregorio is very proud of you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you very much, Jaime, for that update. And that's kind of rare, na walang nag-aaway.
Usually there's, there's tension between players. Of course, syempre it's the competitive spirit also. It's not because they're against each other, but their competitiveness will come out. But for the UE Red Warriors, that's a good sign also na walang nag-aaway sa kanila. They just want the what's best for the team.
Okay, so kung hindi nag-aaway yung mga UE Red Warriors, let's see naman kung anong pinag-usapan ng NU, and maybe Bailey's Akon can tell us about yung samahan nga ng kupunan ni Coach Jamaica Harin.
Anton and Mikey, Coach Jamaica Harin is the type of coach that believes in the V's system, just like how with the Army Jets, when the Alpha Jet leading that group gets tired, one of the Jets of that team would step in to lead the group. That is why you see the likes of JV Gallego, who wasn't a starter for most of the season, is now leading the team in scoring, and how Sean Ildefonso, who consistently comes off the bench, is the energizer of the team. That is the kind of mentality that Coach Jamaica has instilled to the boys, that they should always be ready to step up and to give their 100% for the team. Now coming into the second half, the Bulldogs look to push the tempo more and to continue to be patient and aggressive on both ends. And Anton and Mikey, if there's one thing I've learned from the National University Bulldogs this season 82, it is that the bond that the team has shared, may it be on and off the court, it will last forever, and that it is bigger than basketball. After all the trials, the challenges, just like what Jaime said, after all the adversities and personally the smacks on my face, it will last forever, and that I'm thankful the Bulldogs are thankful for the journey that they have gone through this season 82.
Bailey, you might want to look behind you right now.
That sums up season 82.
And congratulations, by the way. Ano ba yung hashtag nila? Just kidding, just
He
kidding.
picked up more than just, you know, basketball knowledge here in season 82.
Bailey's great job this season 82, and we're looking forward to working with you more, especially in the volleyball season as well. So the Bulldogs, as we have been seeing and hearing from the reports of Bailey's Akot, definitely a lot of learnings to take away from season 82.
Especially with, well, when I played for UP, I always had a girl as a courtside reporter. If it's a guy, medyo mas pwedeng maging mas close. So Bailey's Akot and I'm Escalon just making the most out of their stays with these teams. And I'm sure they learned a lot from Coach Lawrence Chongson and Coach Jamaica rin.
Let's take a look at one of the plays that stood out in the first half of this matchup between UE and NU. Coho creating beautiful plays. And here's the shot by Jed Mendoza. Grabs his own miss. Looks for Pagsanghan. This was actually the buzzer beater of Pagsanghan to end the first quarter of this game.
Again, just not giving up on the play was Jed Mendoza. Although he did miss that first try, he gets the ball back and leaves it off to his teammate Harvey Pagsanhan, who makes a highlight out of that with that make underneath. And a little change here, the starting unit, well, at least for the second half for UE, as Antiporta and Jem Cruz will start it off for Coach Lawrence.
They are trailing, so they've got to come out guns blazing here in the third, but it is Ildefonso who starts things off with that triple. Rey Suerte had his hands up like what's going on?
Well, that's Dave Ildefonso for you, just being able to see the rim despite the outstretched arms of his defender. 8 points for Dave.
Suerte. Diakite. Oh, Diakite. A little shake underneath, but called for traveling there.
Sayang, because that was a good pass actually to the interior passing between Rey Suerte and Alex Diakite. Rey Suerte found himself wide open underneath the rim, but the ball will go back to NU, a chance to extend this lead to double figures.
And this is actually a duplication of the biggest lead of the game for NU. And Ildefonso, finally see him working in the post. Gaye scores on that turnaround jump hook. This is the first double-digit lead for either team in this contest.
And Isa Gaye has really held his own against Alex Diakite. 6 points for Isa Gaye, but more importantly, stopping itong si Alex Diakite only with 7 points in the first half.
Mendoza, Diakite, power dribble. And UE runs out of time.
24 seconds.
That's another turnover there for the UE Red Warriors, and you gotta love the activity of Isa Gaye, just holding his hands up high, trying to disrupt any shot attempt by Alex Diakite.
Minerva. Dave Ildefonso with a crossover. Gives it back to RJ. And that's going to be an offensive foul as Minerva was trying to recover that basketball. Donald's instant replay right here. Gaye just outworking Diakite.
Covering the basketball, and the patience also to not rush the shot, but wait for a clear look at the basket with footwork also for Isa Gaye.
Now we saw Dave Ildefonso take that fade away from the post. I want to ask you, Mikey, what other things do you expect to see from Dave Ildefonso next season after a full off-season of working on his game?
Well, offensively, we all know that he can score the basketball. Obviously, whether it be inside, mid-range, outside, I'd like to see a little bit of a facilitating Dave Ildefonso maybe next year, because he has the ability to put the ball on the floor and attract multiple defenders, especially when he drives to the basket. But if he can help his assists to maybe 5 or 6 and bring down his turnovers to maybe 2 a game, 3 a game, then that'll be a big boost for NU.
And Dave Ildefonso has 3 more years of eligibility for NU here in the UAAP, as we saw that Jollibee 100% amazing move of the quarter.
But that's what you love about a basketball family or basketball brothers, in particular Dave and Sean, because they will really improve year in, year out because their dad will not allow that they don't.
And that's why they went to NU too.
Exactly.
To be one family together in one team.
Para masubaybayan sila doon ni Demolition Man.
Who is surprisingly very much in the background today. Andun siya sa dulo
Oo nga, no?
Sitting courtside, but the last row, not on the bench like he used to on some games.
And a lot of brothers here in the, well, recently, here in the UAAP, really team up. Nowadays, they team up. Before, Jeron and Jeric went separate ways.
Yeah.
This time, at least three. I can think of three brothers right now.
Gomez de Leano, Ildefonso, Nietos.
So three sets of brothers in the same teams.
Mendoza. Wild layup. Could not finish. Gallego. Oh, attacking Diakite when Diakite was not looking.
Just the IQ of JB Gallego, just waiting for the right time as Rey Suerte. In and out, and then the patience gets Dave Ildefonso up in the air, and as he comes down, Rey Suerte finishes the play up. But that hesitation move by JB Gallego made Alex Jaquite think na ilalabas na niya yung bola. And at the right time, attacking, getting that foul, 2 free throws for JB.
And the thing is, that was the third personal foul on Alex Jaquite.
And you can thank this guy right here for the 8-point lead. And also this guy offensively, JB Gallego. 16 points.
So he is now just 3 points shy of matching his career high 20 points. JB Gallego.
And this is also big for JB, taking this this performance to the off-season and that momentum. That's big for a young kid.
Suerte was hit in the face, still on the ground. Gallego, too strong. Cruz fouled as he went up for that rebound. And Suerte is mad. We normally see Suerte cool, calm, and collected, but
number 24,
wow, this is one of the few times we see Suerte shouting at the officials.
Oh, he does have a case there. He got hit forehead by Isagaye, but Coach Lawrence Chongson leaves Rey Suerte on the floor, and this is something he needs to work on also, his composure, because like what you said, this is the first time we've seen Rey Suerte this emotional after a bad or a missed call.
And because he's so emotional, he wants to post up Oxon. Suerte, roofed by Gaye. That was a volleyball block by Isagaye.
Oh, he wanted that clear out, talking about Rey Suerte, and Isagaye was just waiting because he knew that Rey Suerte was going to try to get a shot off. Those are two hands used by Isagaye in that block.
Meanwhile, on the low block, Alex Jaquite. The Yamaha Mio #1 move by Alex. Ildefonso, too strong on that shot.
But you would say in previous years that's not a shot, but this year at least, Sean has shown us that that is part of his range now.
Jaquite operating from the three-point line. Alex Jaquite. Hey, what a flakes kakaibang move.
And here comes Alex Jaquite entering double figures, back-to-back baskets for the big guy.
Ildefonso to Oxon. Oh, that's traveling on Miguel Oxon.
We've seen a number of traveling violations here in this game. As we look at this, Alex Jaquite just powering through the paint and through Isagaye getting that bucket. And on the next possession, that fake handoff, and from the outside going straight to the rim, using his strong hand for the finish.
Suerte to Jaquite. Suerte going back door. Suerte hanging in the air. And we'll head to the line for two.
Player movement, ball movement for Rey Suerte being denied there. Goes back door against Miguel Oxon. And what a pass there. What an nifty pass from Alex Jaquite, and the hang time by Rey Suerte. There's another GIF.
Two foul shots Ray Suerte.
Coach Lawrence Chongson, if there's one way to describe him, is he's like the #1 fan slash coach of players like Suerte. I remember how he was when he had Paul Lee. How he would rave about Paul in post-game interviews. Grabe.
Just the players coach. Itong si Coach Lawrence Chongson. That's why those players also come back to, you know, support him.
As we have crossed the Gatorade hydration checkpoint, I think it's also the way he recognizes players and gives words of encouragement. Pati ikaw, tinawag kang Lucky Charm. Even tapping you on the head for good measure. As NU leads UE 51-44. Video coaches winning ways. Coach Jamaic Harin. And I thought earlier while looking at him, he's not as animated as he normally is, but seeing him on that replay, yep, that's Coach Jamaic for you.
And we were talking about the talent in this NU Bulldogs team, especially individually, how they were big names in high school. And if there's one guy who can maximize that talent, it's Coach Jamaic Harin, because he will always give you that freedom and also the opportunity to, you know, help your team out, as we see from Sean Ildefonso with vast improvement from year to year.
Suerte sealing Oxon
Basket is
deep.
good for Ray
That's
Suerte.
an orthodox high-low play. Jaquita the passer.
Foul
Suerte
number
the
8
sealer.
makes Oxon
Domino's
his
Pizza.
second.
What a delivery
Identity
play by
point team
Alex.
foul for the Bulldogs. John Lloyd Clemente
I guess Ray
replaces
Suerte
Mix
playing
Oxon.
mad
Also, Neil
has done
Tolentino
wonders for
coming in
UE,
for
because since that
Jeremy
time na
Cruz.
medyo uminit yung ulo niya, he has scored a bucket. Well, 2 buckets for UE. Now at 13 points, a chance to make it 14. Ray Suerte, 5th leading scorer of the league.
And there is that play that we were describing. Talagang pinostehan itong si Miguel Oxon right underneath the basket. Gaye to Dave Ildefonso. Ildefonso. And he will head to the line for 2.
And just the fearlessness in Dave's game, going all the way to the rim, beating Neil Tolentino is one of the better defenders, and going up against 2 Warriors, Jaquite and Suerte, getting the foul, 2 free throws for Dave.
(51-47) with 4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining here in the third. This is just the first of our triple header. Later on, we have LaSalle versus Adamson, and then the big one at 4 p.m. Ateneo versus UP. So what's your birthday wish today, partner?
Putting me on the spot right after mentioning.
You saw Dr. Esther Garcia from the University of the East enjoying the action here.
Thank you, Dr. Esther, for saving me from that.
Don't worry, the fans will follow up later. They'll follow up later. Coach Rod Roque from the University of the East, of course, for the UAAP Board of Managing Directors.
17 on the shot clock.
Jana Pasible, who made his UAAP comeback this season, is now in for the first time in this game. Played 2 years for Ateneo. And then actually almost went to LPU to play there.
Number 9, John
Coach
Lloyd
Topez.
Menendez, second.
And then going to UE.
Shooting 2, Ray
So,
Suerte.
sabi niya sa akin, meron pa siyang isang taon after this.
Well, he did follow his former high school coach, Coach Joe Silva. That's why he ended up with UE. But you know, still gonna try to salvage, if I can use that term. So hopefully next year he can, get more minutes for UE.
And Suerte gets UE to within 2 points. Gallego. Suerte. Suerte is running. Steps on the brakes. Suerte overshoots that one. Clemente comes up with the board.
Rushed shot there for Ray Suerte, but still, they're gonna give that to him. Talking about UE, as they know that Ray Suerte can get shots on the board or points on the board in a hurry, as UE will try to push the pace here.
Manalang steps back, shoots a 3, nothing but sweet string music on that shot by Philip Manalang. His first field goal of the game.
Philip Manalang, especially on the offensive end, we seldom talk about the way he can score just because he's more of a, an old-fashioned pass-first point guard.
And that 3 actually gave UE back the lead.
19 seconds on a shot clock.
And I like how you described Manalang as that old-fashioned type of point guard as he drains this triple right here. Really just reading the defense. Defense was giving him a lot of space, decided to shoot it, and he was able to give back the lead to his ball club.
Well, it was a choice that he made that he would opt to be the pass-first point guard that he can be. Obviously, he can also score, but if you give him that much space, he will let it fly. And he has the ability to make those shots as Neil Tolentino finds himself behind the 15-foot line.
Tolentino with an unorthodox shot. It's like a mix between Lonzo Ball's old shot and Michael Kidd Gilchrist's shot.
Well, we wouldn't notice if he made the shot, but he missed that second free throw.
Ildefonso loses the handle. Paksanghan. One man to beat. Paksanghan shoots it over Clemente.
Paksanghan.
And quietly, the UE Red Warriors regaining the lead from the NU Bulldogs. And you see the confidence on the Warriors also. Just being able to show what they can do on the offensive end and that freedom that Coach Lawrence gives them.
That was the smoothest, most silent comeback I've ever seen.
Nagulat nga ako pag lamang na pala UE.
Man, that was the smoothest and most silent comeback we've seen here in Season 82. UE is on top, 55-51. All right, so earlier the score was 47-37 in favor of NU. Since then, UE has went on an 18-4 run. And I think you're right. It was from that moment na nagalit si Ray Suerte.
Dun nakuha ng UE yung energy nila. But Isagay off the timeout, getting that putback on that missed shot attempt.
Now, when Suerte got hit on the head, that's when he started asking for the ball. He asked for the ball right there. And he's ready to operate against the much bigger Sean Ildefonso. Suerte steps back, overshoots that one. And Coach Lawrence telling his players to get back on D. Gallego, that shot rims out and Gallego falls down.
And since cooled down also since the first half, JB Gallego, I believe with just a single point here in the second half so far, with a minute and 34 left in the third.
Shot clock at 14 seconds.
Ray Suerte though, finding his rhythm here in the third, 16 points in total for him already.
Sean spins and scores for NU.
And the patience of Sean Ildefonso down low. Yes, nagugulat tayo sa outside shooting niya, but inside, that's what he's done all his life. Just score in the paint.
Suerte to Tolentino. Manalang has it now. Manalang in and out dribble, spins, steps back, shoots. Shot was short. Gaya comes up with a board. Gallego. Ildefonso, wild shot, wanted a foul, none called. Suerte is bringing the ball down. NU on a 4-0 run. Suerte gives it to Apacible, hands it back to Suerte. Suerte slices his way through the D and scores. A poison points in the paint maneuver by Ray Anthony Suerte.
Again, the ability to just find the creases in the defense and that hesitation move to get everyone off timing and just goes all the way to the rim with the offhand finish.
Gallego behind the back pass. UE, Red Warriors are running. Tolentino with the basket. Emmanuel Vision player of the game, Patsanghan finding Neil Tolentino.
That's just an athletic finish there for Neil Tolentino, and Coach Lawrence Chongson asking for a foul here. Oh, because they have fouls to give, so that's a good play or good instruction there for Coach Lawrence. Look at that hesitation move to get Isagay to commit on the pull-up jumper, and just an athletic finish from one of the most athletic guys, one of the more athletic guys in the league. Neil Tolentino asking for the foul, but in the end, hinila siya doon ng teammate na, bumaba na tayo sa depensa.
Also, John Galinato replaces
4.8 seconds remaining here in the third. Here's the drive by Galinato, and Ildefonso is able to tip it in. So, at the end of 3, as Coach Lawrence Chongson wants a review on that last basket. And that's when you know that everything counts here in the last game of the season for both NU and UE. We're arguing with our official here on that last play. All right, so the score stands 59-55. UE. Oh, actually, they count the basket, so it's 59-57. UE with a 2-point lead as we head to the fourth. 1 quarter remains in this battle between the UE Red Warriors and the NU Bulldogs. It's the final game for both these teams. As we play out the final game day of the elimination round for UAAP Season 82. Manalang also playing out the final game of his UAAP career.
And a big chance for them to get a win or finish his career off with a win. Up by 2 here.
Before playing in the MPBL.
Later on tonight. Kondisyon si Philip Manalang.
Asado at sigurado yan.
Oo. Bakit nga naman hindi?
Tolentino loses control. It is NU basketball. Galinato had a chance to score towards the end of the third.
And this is another guy who was spectacular as a high school player. This is Galinato. Another guy we can be excited about for NU in the coming years as JLC doing what he does best, connecting from deep.
But that was only the first field goal of John Lloyd Clemente here in this game. Maybe he could provide that finishing kick for NU. Suerte over Clemente. And Ildefonso comes up with the board. Ildefonso loses control. Manalang from the left wing. And Pagsanghan comes up with the board.
And just watching this game also, you brought it up. There's a lot of... Kumbaga ito yung mga high school dati na kino-cover natin sa UAAP. A lot of them here. But right now, there are 2 seniors with UE as Abanto and
Manalang. McDonald's instant replay right there. John Lloyd Clemente with his first field goal of the game. Again, the 4 graduating seniors from UE are Abanto, Manalang, Mendoza, and Suerte. Sa NU, wala. Nobody is graduating. Nobody has used up his years of eligibility here in the UAAP.
There's a lot of young talent there on that NU squad. And hopefully in the years to come will translate to wins.
Galinato lays it up and in.
John Galinato.
PS Bankable assist of the game. Parang PS Bank personal loan na maasahan apply online, no collateral.
And since that 16-4 run by UE to lead by as much as 6 points against NU also, well, countering that run back. And this time leading by, well, 1 now after that Ray Suerte face-up jumper.
20 points for Ray Suerte.
The way he started his career in the UAAP is the same way he's ending it, scoring the basketball. He had like 22 in his first game in the UAAP, 21-22?
23, actually.
Coming
Against USD. His highest scoring total was 31 against LaSalle.
And the game-winning shot too.
Yeah. And Ray Suerte is actually the only player to have scored at least 30 points here in Season 82.
And that's a big feat because of all the
All the big
superstars in the league today. And along with the foreign athletes also.
Yeah.
That's a huge accomplishment for Ray Suerte, but I'm sure he would enjoy that a little bit more if he made it to the, well, we'll see if it's a step ladder or Final Four.
Who knows, he could end up with another 30-piece if he continues this scoring rampage.
Oh yeah, hindi malayo. Only 8 points away from 30. Can you imagine if he was the only one who scored 30 in the season and he does it twice? That's big for Ray Suerte.
22 points now for Ray. And Manalang comes up with a steal. Manalang to Cruz. Oh, misses that gimme.
That's a shot that Jem Cruz for sure would want to get back as Galinato.
John Galinato.
Pinagpat si Philip Manalang and goes for the 2. And that's the second bucket of the game.
So nakabawi si Galinato after Manalang was able to pick his pocket, and now Suerte gets double teamed. Manalang shoots a 3. Shot is short. NU up by 1. Oxon. Ildefonso throws it back out to Galinato. Galinato. Cruz. Oh! Loses control of the basketball. And Suerte with a steal. Mendoza to Cruz. Manalang for 3. In and out, Gaia secures the rebound.
And this is a crazy sequence right here. As Rey Suerte is pointing at Isagaye, maybe kicking the ball, and the ball will stay with UE. That would have been a big shot though for Philip Manalang from the left corner. Would have given UE the lead. Just not giving up on the again. Don't tell me this is a no betting game, because again, bodies on the floor, trying to get possession.
(64-63). NU still on top. We've had 9 lead changes in this game. Manalang, Suerte fakes, fires, in and out. And the ball ends up in the hands of Clemente, and JLC will score on the break. A Jollibee 100%, amazing move of the quarter.
And what a time for JLC to find his rhythm. 5 points in the quarter for John Lloyd Clemente, giving NU this 3-point lead.
Jaquite. Oh, spinning baseline. Alex Jaquite, a man on a mission on that journey towards the basket.
Showing us
Pushing foul on
the
number 10,
agility of John Lloyd
Isagaye,
Clemente,
second.
going all the way to the rim and
17 foul.
finishing above Rey Suerte.
Coming in.
This is a ball game, folks. This is just a 3-point lead by NU. 5 and 13 left. NU right now at 2 and 11. As for UE, 3 and 10.
NU started the season with 4 very dramatic games. And we could be in for another drama-filled ending in their final game for the season. And 2 of those first 4 games for NU went into overtime.
And that, magandaming lessons na natutunan dun ng NU.
As we have crossed another Gatorade hydration checkpoint, Oxon short on that shot. Mendoza gives it up to Manalang. Manalang floating it up. Shot was partially blocked by Oxon.
And great defense, great transition defense there for NU, making sure they get the basketball back.
Ildefonso, nobody there to prevent Ildefonso from scoring.
What was underrated on that move was the stumble by Neil Tolentino. Again, the quickness on the first step by Dave Ildefonso, going all the way to the rim.
Suerte. Suerte was clipped. Clemente. No foul called as Suerte bothered that shot by Galinato. Tolentino swatted away by Gaye. An emphatic block by Isagaye. And the foul given up by Mendoza.
I think Isagaye is making a case for himself to join men's volleyball. 2 swats today for Isagaye. 1 block and 1 spike.
Mendoza's first.
There's a block there, but look at this. Sending that back to half court.
That was an Ivy Laxina type of spike by Isagaye.
Mukhang magre-report pa si Bailey's Akot tukol kay Isa pagpasok ng second sim.
Samantala, Ildefonso missing on that triple try. Suerte. Manalang calling for a screen. Manalang throws it out to Tolentino, spins baseline. Alex Diakite, nobody there to stop him underneath.
Oh, that's a great play there for Neil Tolentino, attacking the basket against Dave Ildefonso and getting the attention of Isa Gaye, leaving Alex Diakite wide open down low for the finish.
Ildefonso. Gaye. To Oxon. Gaye. Oh, big time basket by Isa Gaye.
That's big if he can pull Alex Diakite out of the paint for at least the last 3 minutes of this game. A big shot for NU here to get this win.
Big shot by Mendoza right there.
And here we go. 1 point lead for NU, less than 3 minutes to go.
Ildefonso, the go-to guy for the Bulldogs, barges his way through. Just unstoppable is Dave Ildefonso, 72-69 in favor of the Bulldogs.
We were saying that the Demolition Man can be seen more with Shan, but in that move, that was Demolition Man written all over it for Dave Ildefonso, getting the basket despite the contact.
Manalang to Diakite. This two-man game is working for the Red Warriors. And now, as we have entered the PS Bank last 2 minutes, PS Bank pasend via mobile ang padala mo. Cash agad in minutes. JV Gallego returns for NU.
This is big, another weapon offensively for NU. JV Gallego still with 17 points. Dave with 18.
11 on the shot clock. Oxon drives. Oxon to Gaye. Gaye bobbles the basketball and flips it out and into the crowd.
So nataranta sa ilalim si Isa Gaye thanks to the pressure defense of Alex Diakite. So the ball will go back to you. A chance for them to regain the lead. 140, 139 to go, and a lot of offensive guys also for UE. You have Ray Suerte, obviously, Alex Diakite down low, Jed Mendoza, who made a big shot just a few possessions ago.
Oh, a costly turnover right there. And Ildefonso could not tip it in. Gallego, Oxon, this is going to be big. But he was not able to convert. Manalang is running, steps on the brakes.
Wasted opportunities there. 3 shots at the rim, one outside for NU, all misses.
Suerte has it. His team down by 1. 6 on the shot clock. Suerte missing with a lefty layup. Manalang for 3. Too strong. Suerte with the offensive board. The graduating team captain gives it up to the biggest recruit from the Queen City of the South, Ray Anthony Suerte with a clutch triple.
Miscommunication there on the defensive end between Clemente and Gallego. And Ray Suerte just taking full advantage of that with a 3-point basket, giving UE this 2-point lead.
NU calls for time. Alex Jaquite with yet another double-double performance. His 11th double-double here in Season 82. He is our AXA No You Can player of the game.
And still causing problems for the front line of NU in the first round matchup, 22 and 13, along with 3 blocks.
Shot clock at 14
Today,
seconds.
same dominance down low for Alex Jaquite.
NU down by 2. Let's see what they do coming off that timeout. This is Dave Ildefonso. Tying the game up. And Coach Lawrence Chongson calls a timeout, and we are back to square one. Joaquin Manuel and the rest of the DLSU Green Archers are getting ready to play their final game for Season 82 as they take on the Adamson University Soaring Falcons. That is our second game on this triple header, and this is how we got back to square one. This driving layup by Dave Ildefonso knots things up at 74 with 33.7 seconds to go here in the fourth period.
There's 2 high-profile scorers trading baskets. And now it's Rey Suerte's turn, or at least UE, a chance to regain the lead.
Suerte against Ildefonso. What a fitting moment. Number 5 scorer versus the number 4 scorer in the league. And Rey Suerte does what he does best. Puts the ball in the basket. UE back on top. Timeout NU. CESAFI champion, CESAFI MVP, professional scorer in the UAAP, Rey Anthony Suerte.
And the emotions of Rey Suerte just making him take over this game. Can we see a Dave Ildefonso answer here?
Tolentino is in front of Ildefonso, who opts for a fadeaway, and it is short. Manalang fouled by Clemente.
And that's a tough shot there for Dave Ildefonso. Although he does have the ability to make those, but maybe not the best shot on a very crucial possession like that, as we see this. And Coach Lawrence Chongson asking for an unsportsmanlike foul. Again, no play on the basketball for JLC. Oh, Coach Lawrence wants to win this game. Kitang-kita.
11.3 seconds remaining. Coach Lawrence is still insisting. And is he signaling for a timeout?
And sportsmanlike foul on number 9.
Oh, there you go. An unsportsmanlike foul there on John Lloyd Clemente. So 2 free throws for Philip Manalang. And then ball possession.
Team foul number 3 for the
And you will need a
Bulldogs.
miracle here to
Timeout,
snatch this
Red
win away.
Warriors.
And there appears to be some confusion because now they're announcing, they just announced that UE called a timeout, and Coach Lawrence is saying that he didn't call for one, although he was signaling with the motion of a timeout earlier, or maybe it was a technical. That's probably what he's saying.
There it is, consulting with Coach Bong Tan.
Because he was signaling with his hands
With the T.
with the T formation.
The only difference is if it's one finger, then that's
Yun.
technical.
All right, we'll be back. They call it as a timeout. This is going to be 2 technical free throws for Philip Manalang. And for the season, Philip Manalang is 8 out of 18. That's not very good. But this is his last game. Probably, most likely, his last time at the free throw line. So he's got to make good. And he does on that first one.
And this one right here is to secure the win for UE, extending this to 2 possessions. And what a way to go out. Talk about Philip Manalang, Rey Suerte, Abanto, and Jed Mendoza. But leaving little crease is Philip Manalang, missing that second free throw. Up by 3 is UE with the ball.
Suerte needs to throw it in. NU finally gives up the foul.
Holding well on number 8, Ming Song.
So the other senior, oh, not yet. They're not in penalty yet. Talking about NU, so UE will have to inbound the basketball again from the side.
Suerte, it's the same inbound play. And now Suerte will head to the line.
Holding well on
A chance for the one and done player
penalty.
to secure the win.
5 fouls.
And maybe get to 29 points, just a point shy of a 30 piece.
And Mikey, Suerte scored 19 of his 27 points here in the second half.
Since that point where he showed emotion for the first time here this season.
Yeah, you were spot on when you said angry Suerte is bad news for the NU Bulldogs. Oh, but he misses the first free throw. Still leaving the door open here.
Just needs to make one here.
Suerte, a 79.2% free throw shooter for the season, and he makes good on the second. Gallego takes the last shot for NU for season 82.
.4 left.
And Gallego just tied his career high with that triple.
That's big.
20 points for Gallego, who scored 11 in the first quarter.
Showing us range there, JV Gallego. Cut this deficit down to 1 point. And with 0.4 seconds remaining, unless Coach Jamai Karin can recruit Derek Fisher for the next possession, it'll be tough. Coach Lawrence Chongson ordering his players to go down.
Manalang gets that one to go, and Dave Ildefonso actually had a shot to win it in the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final score.
Another narrow finish and escape here in season 82 of the UAAP, and for Ray Anthony Suerte's final act, a 28-point performance. 20 points scored in the second half, partner.
Again, starting his UAAP career, or ending it the way he started it, is Ray Suerte. 23 points in his first game, 28 for his exit as Coach Lawrence Chongson gets UE its 4th win of the season against NU. And what a way to come out for Philip Manalang, Jed Mendoza, Nick Abanto, and Ray Suerte, finishing their careers with UE with a big, big win.
There's your final score, 79-77 in another game that could have ended in dramatic fashion. Man, that full court heave by
hit
Dave,
rim.
it hit rim. It hit front rim. And our PS Bankable player of the game, PS Bank Home Loan, isang araw lang may bahay ka na. None other than Dodo Suerte.
Oh, no doubt, Ray Suerte again with a big-time performance. 28 points. Again, 20 of those coming in the second half. When he showed emotion, he backed it up, and he showed everyone that it won't get the better of him. Ray Suerte leading his team to another win.
So there are the 4 graduating players: Abanto, Manalang, Mendoza, and Suerte. Dataland Residential's quality win.
Again, in season 82, only 3 teams will go home happy. UE, the winner of the next game between Adamson and DLS, and obviously eventually the champion. So that was just an all-around performance for the UE Red Warriors, despite the bad start in the first quarter, finding ways to steal this win from the NU Bulldogs.
So UE ending season 82 with a 4-10 win-loss record. NU will finish last with a 2-12 record. Final score, once again, Red Warriors defeat the Bulldogs 79-77. On behalf of our director Raul Del Campo, our executive producer Ada Carlos Bayuga, our courtside reporters Jaime Escalon and Bailey's Akon, my partner, the birthday boy Mikey Reyes. And all of us from ABS-CBN Sports, I'm Anton Ross saying thank you all for watching. And coming up next, we've got Lasal and Adamson here in Season 82 of the UAAP.